the Snapfire, of course, being left alone, didn't get banned out. And I've been talking about this combination with the Mars for so darn long. Finally does pop out for Winstrike, and I love seeing it. Unique won't really fret. They go into the Void, which was still left on the board. Usually when we see a Mars pickup being made, that same team will get rid of the Void, but they opted to choose the Troll instead. So the Void is a pretty potent pickup to be made by Unique. Winstrike, they're going to take a bit more time, try and figure out how they're going to deal with this Void. The thing is, though, if you don't catch the Snapfire in the Chrono, and nobody else actually knows what the Snapfire is, you're not really going to be able to make full use out of the Chrono anyway. Those Mortimer's Kisses are way too powerful to stand in. They will be heavily reliant on ensuring that the Snapfire is either, gets cancelled with the channel or is just dead, or caught in the Chrono. And now Wyvern will come out to make matters worse for Unique. So you have the Curse, you have the Cold Embrace, it makes Faces Void's life a lot harder. And gives Winstrike an amazing, amazing team fight lineup. You've got Curse into Arena, you've got Curse into Snapfire Ultimate, you've got Curse into Dream Coil. This is just looking lovely from Winstrike. They have great lane dominant heroes as well. Mars doesn't really lose lane too often. Puck hardly ever loses lane. Wyvern is of course quite dominant with Splinter Blast, Spam, and Snapfire as well. Be quite frustrating to deal with the Cookie and the Scatter Blast. Just so much burst damage from this Snapfire in the laning stage, and some people tend to underestimate how much something like Scatter Blast can do. It does a lot. It's now the Anti-Mage ban out for Unique. Not sure if they really would have wanted the Anti-Mage anyway into a Faceless Void. Suppose it could have been useful because once you get rid of the mana pool of the Void, he is sort of a sitting duck. I have been notified, by the way, that they are looking into the audio as a Sven pops out. Okay, that one I wasn't expecting. Is the Sven strong enough in this meta to carry? Yes. Is it better than something like a Void? No. But maybe Winstrike have some kind of build that makes it pretty nice. Of course, we did see the Chrysalis being much more popular, just due to the raw damage stats that it gives. And that does kind of favor a hero like Sven, who does enjoy having that inbuilt crit with the Chrysalis. Does allow him to farm a lot faster. I suppose if they hold them down with the Winter's Curse Arena of Blood or the Dream Coil, Sven won't really get kited around anyway. And there's that audio we talked about. Thank you very much, Mr. Producer. And so Unique, one final pick. As far as it goes, it looks like they're still looking for an off lane, unless they are going to run the off lane Void Spirit again. Maybe they will.
Huskar. Choose your hero.
And now the Huskar. come out. I can't even believe that was left this long. I didn't even realize. I just assumed it was banned, but it finally does pop out. Of course, with the Oracle, a very, very strong hero to have on the side of Unique. And it seems as though if this Husker can get a great start, they just run over Unique before this Sven even comes online anyway. Still planning to control this Husker. You do have the arena into the spear. You do have the curse. You have the damage from the Snapfire ultimate, assuming you can lock him down long enough. But I love the pick from Unique. I'm not going to go as far as saying who has the better draft, because I honestly couldn't tell you. I can tell you Winstrike have the better team fight for sure, but you just never know when a Husker pops out in the game. We're going to get into it. This is the third game. Of course, winner of this will pull the victory 2-1. Both teams very, very desperate for a win on the board. They haven't had the greatest of success throughout the group stages so far.
You look stunned.
We do have 3 best of 3 series on tonight. Of course, this is one of them. Straight after this, we are going to have aggressive mode going into Godsend, I believe. Though, no, we're going to have Singularity and Khan. And then our last matchup of the night is going to be aggressive mode and Godsend. So 2 more series after this game's over. And then after that, we go into the playoffs. But those playoffs, they're going to be on a 4-day break, I believe.
I always remember how foolish you looked.
4 days, 21 hours away, so the playoffs are going to be a few days before we get to see what occurs in those. Stun. Inkswell from Patushra. Still, they're going to make the chase. The cookie is going to be there from Kikid, and Patushra may have overextended. We'll just hit the W. Perfectly fine. He's going to be forced to use a very, very early salve. So we do see another Fortune's End fly out. They really are going to fight over this top bounty. Gonna have another stun, another cookie. They jump again onto Patushra. Inkswell cookie onto 3 heroes, but he doesn't get the bounty. Kikid, he didn't pick it up. Now there could be a first blood, and it looks like Kikid will go down. Patushra survives, and the tips come out. It looked so darn good for Winstrike for a second with that 3-man cookie. But there was no follow-up to it. We'll get into the laning stage. Mid lane, as you can see, Young G up against Ush on the Husker. Of course, any Husker lane is going to be difficult for the other guy, but at least the puck will have phase shift and orb, so he can escape away if he is copping way too much damage from those fire spears. It's going to be a little bit difficult for this puck to farm, as DK fall a little bit low as Nofi is chasing and did throw out the Fortune's End, but now they wish to return the favor. DK, another root. He threw the spear out, but Nofi is just going to continue pumping out the harass. Does force out a very early salve usage from this Mars. Cookie. Kiki, gonna land on so bad.
Denied.
Young G suffering through the fire spears, but fire spears aren't so effective until you hit that level 2 or 3 mark on the ability, and then they really start to dish out some DPS. Tushra gonna get jumped on, Kikid. No cookie to be thrown out. The Inkswell was there. Now do you throw out the cookie? Not quite. He'll use the Scatter Blast cookie. It will not be there. They threw it out, but he was already in his portals. Have no effect on this Void Spirit, but they are going to continue to try and punish. Shield will come out. Stun is there from the Sven. They may have the damage this time. Yeah, Patushra understood he had no way out afterwards. Does go down. And I know it's a little bit old school, but Sven is just one of those heroes that really, really enjoys having a double stun combination in the in his lane. Always helps. Looks like, surprisingly enough, Young G's having a really good time in that mid lane on the puck. 16-5 so far. There hasn't been as much pressure as you would have expected from the Huskar yet.
Forget it.
It can be a little bit difficult because you are fighting it to phase ship and orb. It's not that easy to land so many fire spears on the puck.
Is under attack.
Bookie will not land from Kikid. Tushra gives him the tip. And Sobat
Dyer's courier has been
gonna
killed.
find an easy courier. That was actually the Sven's courier. I'm not sure what it had on. Young G gonna steal an arcane rune off the Huskar. Gets a nice little bottle up there. Sobat now gonna be chased down by Kikid. Again, that Scatter Blast slow and damage is just so darn high, but now Patushra looks to return a little bit of the favor, dishing out some damage on the Snapfire. No real kill potential yet. He's starting to fall quite low on this Snap. Meanwhile, bot lane, the Wyvern is also falling very low, and TSA does go down. No Fear again, so dominant on this Oracle, does finally grab a kill. That'll make it a 2-1. We are about to approach that 5-minute mark, and those bounties are going to spawn up. Kikid, Inkswell can chase him down. Stroke of Fate, though, does not connect. Oh, it's point blank as well. The Sven runs in with his own stun, the Stormhammer. Kikid, do you have a cookie? He doesn't have mana, but it may not matter. Sobat cannot juke out this Sven. On the brighter side, Patushra should find himself 2 bounty runes, so they do get that bounty rune bonus. We'll bottle it up. A bit unfortunate just missing that Stroke of Fate at point blank range. It can happen. It does have such a long cast animation. Poor aggressive child getting stunned up by the neutral creep. Nice little steal there from the Wyvern. Tushra again with the Inkswell looking to go in on the Sven. The stun does land, but Cookie away from Kikid, and they do not connect the Remnant. Now stun, Stormhammer being thrown out. They want to try and find a trade. At least force Patushra back a little bit. They are going to go in again with the Stroke of Fate. Patushra very tanky with that shield. Still doesn't have the damage. But they do win the harass war. This Sven has been left on very low HP. Don't even think he has any regen to use. more Stroke of Fate spam coming out. Remnant won't connect. Stroke of Fate may be enough with the shield. Barely dodges that Remnant range. But again, no regen on the Sven. He's looking to get some off his courier.
It was not meant.
So he won't be forced to run back all the way to the fountain. We'll salve up now. It's bot lane. DK Frogos having a pretty darn decent time. Top of the last hits board. Hasn't really slowed down the Void too much. The Void is sitting at 38 and 7. So pretty much every lane just trading farm. Apart from maybe this top lane where they are being a little more aggressive towards each other. Cookie on a creep this time. Very hard to go through the damage or the shield of Tushara. That Resonant Pulse, very frustrating to deal with.
Radiant's middle tower
Keyed again,
is under
moving
attack.
forward, but so bad. Just keep spamming Stroke of Fate. Pulse. Sven, did you bring any more regen than just one salve? Not really sure if he has. The harassment just really won't slow down up at the top lane. Net worth board will finally been shown, and the puck is actually on top.
Radiant's middle tower.
You saw the Husker, he actually just left the mid lane completely as bot. There is going to be a bit of a fight over this outpost. TSA going for it pretty early on, but may have to give his life away. Nice little juke on the
Radiant
cliff.
are scanning.
And DK Phogos will be there to help just in
Dire's
case.
top tower is under attack.
Mid lane, Dream Coil onto the Husker. A lot of rotations. They don't want to risk him turning around. Great kill there on Young G. Not sure if it was necessary to rotate that many heroes down in the mid. Better be safe than sorry.
Dire's
TSA.
top tower is under attack.
Fortune's End will connect, but Aggressive Child, Chrono is committed. They just want a Wyvern kill. Purifying Flames will be enough, as DK Phogos just going to stand there and man fight with this Void. And there was actually a rotation from the puck. He doesn't have Dream Call anyway, so it's not like he could really find the kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There has been a little bit of space created for Aggressive Child on the Void to just keep farming up that top lane now.
Dire's top
Winstrike,
tower
they
is
smoke
under
up as
attack.
3. Grim Call available again. They want to make a play immediately. And Ush, again, going to be the target. Dream Call comes out. Cookie lands. They take the bounty off the poor man. Oscar just being given nothing, and Ush, he's going to be hating his life. He's just trying to get an armlet so he can start being aggressive with his team, but he's just not getting anywhere close. Winstrike really understanding this draft matchup and making it work. Do you have Mortimer's Kisses now available? So you'd love to see an Arena of Blood from DK Phogos. Top lane, a lot of pings coming out from Unique, telling Aggressive Child to back out. They are looping around now, Aggressive still sticking around.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll have so bad there to help, as now Patushra is going to be chased down by TSA. Should be fine. They don't have Dream Call to use. No way to
Dire's
lock this
bottom
man down.
tower is under attack.
It seems like they are thinking about jumping this Void. just not willing
Dire's
to
top tower
risk
is under
anything yet.
attack.
Chrono is up in 10 seconds now, so he's not going to be too afraid of that arena. They will be able to just claim the T1 top tower. No one there to
Radiant's
defend.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, Young G gets Katushra. There's those kisses flying out, and now the Husker. Winter's Curse. False Promise will save. Will heal quite well through it, and now the Arena of Blood, though, spearing the Husker back. He is still alive. Aggressive Child does have the Chrono. Commits it and binds to the Wyvern, the first target, and DK Fogos also losing his own life. They really wanted to Ush down, but they didn't get the Oracle and the False, or rather the Winter's Curse, and that allowed them to get the False Promise off. Husker just naturally heals through the False Promise very, very well. As they will go straight into a Roshan. Of course, Husker can basically solo this, but having the Bates Edict from Nofi does really help with disarming the Roshan. Sven roaming in, Stormhammer ready to go. They do get a stun off, and now in a secondary, there it is.
Middle tower is under attack.
Husker down, still a lot of damage being dealt to the Dire as they will lose TSA on the Wyvern. Patushra trying to run. They won't have mana for another Stormhammer, but they have Dream Coil, so they lock him down. Another Fate's Edict, but the cookie is going to be there. Just more lockdown, they do get him. No fear, now just going to run, but DK has a spear, locks him to a tree. And there's a Roshan at very low
Dire's
HP.
middle tower is under attack.
Unique didn't seem to really have the best wards out.
Are scanning.
They didn't know that Winstrike was coming down to fight this. A buyback will be forced on No Fear. An aggressive child will go into the pit, but he has no chrono. Arena is there from DK Fogos if he wishes to commit. He will not.
Double damage!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Back to it. They need to secure this. They can't afford to give it away to Winstrike. Another spear. Scout out the Roshan. DK. Arena has been dropped. Now the Kiss is the Roshan. Aegis on the floor. And DK Fogos. He does snatch it. And with that, Kiss is flying in. So much damage being dealt. They're going to try and man fight this. But Fogos has found no fear. Patushra also going down to Kiki. And Ush somehow still alive. But DK does respawn with the Aegis. The Sven running in. They will actually turn their attention towards Aggressive Child. And it looks like that'll be enough. It's a 2-for-0 trade for Winstrike. They won't push their luck. They do essentially deny the Aegis from Unique. Winstrike, they're just looking so strong. So much teamfight potential. 2k net worth lead at 15 minutes isn't too big, but it is certainly a nice lead. Because you can really see the effects of shutting down Ush on the Husker. They might go again, Young G. 15 seconds for his Dream Coil.
Radiant's bottom tower
Gonna
is under
protect this
attack.
T1 mid tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You have Winter's Curse there from TSA coming up. Dream Coil also there from Young G if he wishes to commit it. They're getting started on Kikid in the backlines, getting rid of that Snapfire. He doesn't have kisses anyway. Still, you do see the Void Spirit go down immediately. They do get Kikid. And T1 falling very low.
Dire's structures are
Fortification.
fortified.
It's there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Chrono is ready to go as well, so the Void looking for a nice Chrono target. You definitely want to try and get TSA. They won't even bother. They'll take the T1 and they'll back off, back to safety.
Who can say what I will do with this power?
See the Sven clearing out some ancient stacks, getting some nice neutral items. Vampire Fangs and Essence Ring, both of which are very popular in the game at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Eight to 11. 2K net worth lead remaining for Winstrike. Bush going to be desperately trying to get that Heaven's Halberd up. And that'll certainly help up against the Sven, who is really starting to hit hard. Bushra, he's had a very rough game on this Void Spirit, just not really having much impact yet. Was a very hard lane though. Bot lane, looks like there could be a huge engagement, but we're looking at top. Mr. Cameraman! Hello? Bot lane? No, we don't want to look at bot. There's a team fight right now. Ush, going after Kikid.
Your life
Thank you.
served no purpose, but your death.
Feed the brush.
They just find a Snapfire. The puck was around with the Sven, but they just leave the Snapfire to die. You will see a blink now being available on DK Fogos, so you've got that Mars initiation. So Young G, of course, has his own blink up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So bad. In trouble. Looks like they are going after the Void Spirit. Dreamcore being committed into a spear. The Tushra's game is not getting any easier. As Winstrike will head towards that top tier 1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They did commit the God Strength, but that's fine. This Sven's farm is really starting to escalate. He's already got the Chrysalis Mask of Madness, going straight into a BKB after that. But his damage output is there, and that's what's most important for him. The BKB really isn't going to be as effective this game, because you do have a Chrono that doesn't care for BKB. Gonna make it a little harder to control the Sven and kite him around at least. You won't be able to just throw Fortune's End and just hold him in place with a remnant from the Void Spirit. The aggressive child's actually farming right underneath an observer ward of the Dire. An awkward position for him, but he won't get punished for this. This outpost being traded prior to that 20-minute mark.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mine is truly a blessed life. For my
prize.
coffers.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant are scanning.
Strike, just very grouped up in that mid. Unique will show themselves up top. The smoke is going to be there. Winstrike, all ultis available apart from the God Strength.
Radiant's middle tower.
But now it is. It just comes off cooldown.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Unique seem to be aware that something is awry. They retreat. Now the Aether Lens is going to be available on the Wyvern. So you've got that that added range for the Curse to come out without having to really put yourself in danger. Strike, I mean, they grouped up again. They may possibly just go for another smoke.
Radiant's
Or just
middle
run down
tower
mid
has
lane.
been denied.
The T1 did already get denied off by Sobad, but you can see the Sven looking for a target immediately with that Stormhammer. And well, Young G, Dreamcall is ready to go and he does commit it. Soulbind though, going to be there with the double silence. This could be bad, as there is going to be a jump in from Patushra. Still Spear not coming out. Chrono, where is it? The Void still hasn't joined the team fight yet. He's looking for that perfect moment as Winstrike are retreating now. They're going after the Sven. Chrono does connect on two, but the BKB was already out by the Sven, and now the Mortimer's Kisses are flying out so bad. Again going to be targeted. This poor man can't catch a break. False Promise will come out. The Sven is going to chase him to the ends of the earth though. No, they do retreat again. He did commit the Chrono, but he didn't really have the targets he wanted. The Wyvern was around. The Snapfire was throwing at the Kisses already, so there was really no point in trying to attack through the Chrono. And we do see a smoke now from Unique. This is a very interesting smoke. I mean, you don't have Chrono. They just saw you expend it. Perhaps hoping to surprise them, because you'd never imagine they go for a smoke without Chrono. TSA still has Curse, but they jump immediately on that Wyvern. Could be successful, TSA. Cold Embrace will save him for now. Young G will get out, and the Life Break will eventually get this Winter Wyvern. In fact, it was the Purifying Flames that confirmed the kill. No fear. So they get a support at least for this smoke rotation. It's not the worst thing in the world. Definitely not the best either, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Roshan is up. Both teams definitely going to want to try and fight over this. Ush immediately into the pit. Because we know the Husker can solo the Roche. We saw what happened last time they tried to do this. So yeah, the pings come out. Winstrike are aware. Again, all ultimates ready to go. They don't have Chrono yet, but it should be coming off cooldown very soon for Aggressive Child. Smoke. Winstrike, how you move in. Sven, Smoke gonna get broken. He does go on so bad. The Grimstroke, the first target, already throwing out the Soulbind, and now the Inkswell. Do you pop BKB? You do. They really want the Grimstroke, and they do get it, but the Husker does finish off the Roshan, and now the team fight starts. Already two going down for the Radiant, and now the Curse being placed onto the Void. Spirit, that is. Patushra will survive regardless, and now a Remnant back into the Sven. They don't want to fight anymore into this Aegis. Life Break from Ush. It looks like it should be enough to secure the Sven kill. He'll turn around, get one more swipe out. It will be a relatively even trade, because Unique did actually commit a couple buybacks throughout that. Kikit, can you get out of this? Fortune's End, Stroke of Fate, all going to connect. He'll cookie forward. Patushra is going to be here. He tries to TB, but he will not make it out in time. So they get 2 for their trouble. Still decent for the side of Unique, who were falling behind earlier on.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They'll even get a top tier 2 tower, thanks to Ush on the Husker.
Dire's top tower is falling.
And, oh, they caught the puck.
Is under attack.
Young G. 3-man Dream Coil, that will save him. And Patushra unfortunately breaks the link. Very awkward position for the puck, but he does barely manage to get out. As they spawn out TSA at the top lane, but TSA will immediately TP down to the bot. And now a Dagon will be there for Young G. I don't actually blame him for that pickup. When you're up against the Husker, you naturally just want to burst him down before he's allowed to start right-clicking back. The Dagon's a nice way to burst the Husker down when he's at that peak attack speed, but low HP point, which is generally the Husker's favorite point. Doesn't really have much magic resist either with his build, so could be a great pickup here for Young G.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They look to jump on TSA. Remnant, oh, barely catches on the edge. Another great kill. This will secure that mid tier 2 now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a slow process with the Husker alone, but should eventually get this done. Backlines though, Young G trying to start a fight, but aggressive child commits Chrono, and in fact, never mind the fight. He was trying to creep skip and stop the tier 2 push. But that's well worth just committing a Chrono for.
Radiant's bottom tower
At least the Sven will still be able to get that creep skip off. But they already found the mid tier 2 anyway. They're not going to push high ground without the Chrono available.
Radiant's
Unique is still
bottom
sitting
tower
pretty.
is under attack.
Push, get caught. Still has Aegis. Has Heaven's Halberd, so just disarms the Sven. Cookie, though, no. Spear from DK Phogos. They look to turn. Ush, still willing to fight with that Aegis. He's not too concerned as they do get TSA.
Rest well. Your death has
I'm not sure why they even bothered trying to fight Ush right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I guess they thought they could maybe clear that Aegis out. Stop any further pushes coming, but by losing TSA, now Unique feel like they can take the bottom tier 2. Kiki was creep skipping again. Aggressive Child will be there to clean up as mid lane. Patushra jumps in on the puck. Soulbind will be there. Still, Patushra, can you get yourself out now? False Promise going to be there in time. And they still want Young G on the puck. He's falling very low. The phase shift will barely save his life. And the Remnant, it will not connect. But it won't matter. So bad has the damage with the Stroke of Fate. And now the Sven going to be in huge trouble. Cookie forward. That may be enough though. No, they're still going after him. Stroke of Fate to slow him down. He is surviving. But the Remnant connects from Patushra. And they will have the final amount of damages. Now they go straight to the high ground where TSA gets caught out with a bash. He gets a cold embrace off, but it is not going to save his life in the end. And now Kikid, he's stuck around trying to help. It's going to be a full team wipe. Does he get out? A bash, Fortune's End. They're going to clean it up. They even found some mangoes. The personal garden of Winstrike. And that's going to be the first racks of the game being taken by Unique.
Middle barracks are under attack.
It's a real shame for Winstrike. They look like they had such a great lead in that early game.
Has fallen.
But just a couple questionable plays and we end up in this situation. So now they're going for a secondary tier 3. They probably won't stick around for the racks. They have lost the Aegis. In fact, never mind. He has a cheese.
Dire's top
Basically the
barracks are
same
under
thing for a
attack.
Husker. Especially when you still have False Promise. And they do have Chrono. So they'll stick. Onto this melee barracks. Just Ush by himself.
Dire's
Is that going to
top
be
barracks
enough?
has fallen.
Unique may feel like they want to just go for the game end by finding a huge Chrono.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
They do have a 9k net worth lead as we speak. Ush will clean up the range racks and that'll be enough. Winstrike will not try to defend.
Interesting. A prize. Here I am.
Dire are scanning.
Quick pause. Let the go ahead straight away. Young G again just trying to ensure that this wave can't push in towards their own tier 2. Ush is already there set up, and I believe he does have a creep wave with him. You can see that net worth and XP
Dire's
difference
bottom tower is under attack.
rising straight back up for Unique. It's still a bit of a slow process trying to find that bot tier 2, but they're trying. They do
Dire's bottom
eventually
tower
find it.
has fallen.
They have Chrono up, they have everything up, they're ready to fight. Still cheese available on the Husker. Winstrike may feel the need to try and make something happen, and they actually do pick off No Fear, so that should stop any kind of push attempt.
Has been killed.
Or maybe it doesn't, as Ush is still moving forward. Actually putting his own brown boots in the backpack, preferring the wand. EGB going to be forced out from Aggressive Child. They really just don't want to fight without False Promise. And he will just TP away. No way to stop him doing that. They'll try for the Husker. Arena of Blood, Ush, going to be by himself. Soulbind is there though. He still has cheese available if he does wish to pop it. Ush, he will eat it now and try to man-fight this. Straight after the puck, said he goes after the Sven instead now. Maybe go after DK Bogos. He's pretty low, but the cookie is there, and they're going to just keep him stunned up. They found Patushara on the Void Spirit. And Winstrike trying to push this back their way. They're going after so bad. Yules is going to be there. You have Chrono if you really want to throw it, but I doubt he does. In fact, the silence there from Young G anyway, just in case. DK Bogos with a triple on the Mars. You are still 2 Raxes down, but you hold out the Megas. And that's the key to victory for Winstrike. If they could just kill off No Fear, have no Oracle in the team fight, suddenly there's not really much else to be afraid of. So as you can see, the Husker isn't really that hard to take down, even with a cheese. The False Promise makes it too darn difficult. And another pause from Winstrike. Probably just some lag issues. As always, thank you, Mr. Cameraman.
Interesting.
Everyone's apparently just in the trees at the moment. The side of Unique.
Interesting.
Maybe a longer pause than we first anticipated. It's a very, very scary mount.
I saw that. I saw that.
Alright, we do have the go. Young G saying we're Gucci. So Unique. They've got to calm down a little bit. Make sure everyone's with you when you retreat. Otherwise you get picked off one by one. You still are up against the Puck Mars. And ensure No Fear can survive. Apparently if he's not there, nobody wants to fight. Do have Ush going for a Satanic, so perhaps after that he won't feel it's as necessary to have that False Promise. But you'd always still like it with you if you could choose. Looks like they are going to wait out the Roshan anyway. It's going to still be a couple minutes away. Winstrike already in position to try and contest that Roshan.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Quite a nice little courier for no fear. I don't believe it had anything on it anyway. We'll go ahead and purchase the smoke. Winstrike still waiting on the high ground. You'd love to find that void and immediately the pings come out when they spot him. Hulk trying to bait it out. We'll take a bounty route. There's actually a 3-for-1 trade on those bounties. That's a little gold boost for Winstrike, and it actually does lower the net worth down to less than 1k again for Unique. You do see the Bloodthorn being completed on the Sven as the Roshan does actually respawn. We do have a Refresher Shard now, so no Aghanim's Blessing yet. But Refresher Shard is pretty much just as good. Sometimes even better.
A prize.
Bush really just showing himself in the Husker, daring them to make the jump.
Regeneration.
DK Phogos will just continue to stare back as his creeps do get farmed up by the Husk. They are correct. There is a ward up on that cliff. So Winstrike do see everything. As they are going to get the D ward now. Satanic going to be available on Ush. There's smoke up again. Winstrike still seem to be very well aware of what's going on. And Ush looks like he will start rotating into the jungle, though aggressive. Ooh, avoid the God's Rebuke. Now smoke immediately broken. Neither side wanting to actually jump in first. But it looks like they may have found out the puck. They are chasing. Yule's going to be there, but now the Chrono immediately being committed. Young G born out of position. And that'll mean Winstrike can't really take the team fight unless he buys back. He does. Who else have they caught though? Mr. Cameraman, where are we looking? They went for DK Phogos. No fear. Going to be targeted though. False Promise just barely comes out in time, and now the Soulbind. They want the dieback on the puck. He'll orb out, although no, he won't. He gets leashed up. He's stuck in the arena. It's going to be a dieback for the puck though. No, the phase shift is there just in the nick of time. They do finally get him. The buyback immediately from the Oracle as well, as Unique start to pressure. They just move forward onto Winstrike. And Winstrike just the wounded animal in the headlights. Now hold on a minute. The Sven willing to man-fight the whole team by himself, but he's been silenced. No hope of survival. The Sven and Puck both down with their buybacks ready. This will be a GG play coming out from Unique now. Winstrike, they need to try and desperately hold. In fact, Unique, they're really going back for the Roshan. I'm shocked by this. They must know the buybacks aren't ready. They'll lose no fear in the base. The DK Phogos just picks up a free dieback on the Oracle now. You do still have an immediate refresher Chrono. So perhaps Winstrike won't expect the second Chrono coming out. And do you go for the last racks? Do you go for the base? It seems like you can just go direct Ancient if you are Unique. You seem a little bit hesitant, but they are going to move into the tier 4s. Both tier 4s almost melting, but the fortification is forced out. Phogos. Arena misses the spear though. An aggressive child will just turn around. The Soulbind coming out, connecting on 2, and now the Chrono. Catching the Husk in midair, but what does it matter as TSA has lost his life to Tushara. Now they do get Kiki'd. DK, can you get out of there? Not quite. He's trying to delay it. 3 seconds till the Sven's up. Cold Embrace will keep DK Phogos alive. They really want these hero kills. The Ancient is exposed. The Sven is up. They'll go for the fight. Sven all by himself with the God Strength, but he dies anyway as Young G tries to help. He'll go down. And Unique do manage to pull off the 2-1 victory. What a series from either of these teams. I mean, my God. Just back and forth every single game. Unique barely managing to find the Game 3 victory. Luckily for us, that is not going to be it for tonight. We do have Singularity versus Khan coming up pretty much straight away. It is MLP Dota. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes for that second series.